Welcome back, fans, to the pour on the perfect draft machine. I've let this now chill for about 15 minutes or thereabouts. The display is currently at 12 degrees. Some say it's too hot for a beer, but it's not. So you have 12 degrees at the top in the red, telling you how cool the beer is, and the bottom there is 30 days. Now, if I move these little buttons here, I can adjust how many days of freshness I want. So, in other words, halfway through this beer, if I decide I've had enough of Left 9, I can actually input another keg. And the best bit is, not only can you still use that keg that I've now retaken back out another day, you can then manually adjust it. So I'll give you a quick rundown before I do the pour. So basically, I've got Left 9 in there. Maybe I want to change this to a Budweiser. I get through halfway through. The gauge now comes down telling me I've got 15 days of freshness left on the keg. Because each 6 litre keg will last you 30 days of freshness. You get 10.5 pints from one keg. I've just done 15 days and I'm about halfway through my keg. I fancy a change. I take Left 9 out, I put Budweiser in. Bang, Budweiser's nice and fresh. Left 9 isn't so fresh. If I then had enough of Budweiser after 15 days, I can go back to Left 9 and put Left 9 back in. But when you do that, when I put the Left 9 back in, you subtract the number of days. So in real time, you select the date. So today's date being the 27th of October at 3:44 p.m. Keep that on a piece of paper with your Left 9. So when you put the Left 9 back in, you use these controls here to knock off the 30 days. So you was down to 15 days when you took it out. And then when you put it in, you subtract that from that day. So i.e., if I took it out on the 27th, Left 9 out on the 27th, and I put it back in on the 31st, that's like 4 days. So I take off 4 days from the 30 as well. You input your day, and it will continue to carry on where it was last fresh. Another great bit of technology from this machine. It's I don't know if any other machine can do that, to adjust the temperature and the days of freshness that you get this. So I probably would swap over a few kegs here and there. I can't stick to one beer, obviously. But here we go. I'm going to do the port now, so let's just take a look at the port, shall we? Now, bearing in mind, this may come out as pure froth because it's the first one, and there's a lot of pressure in this machine and the gas and everything else, so you've got to bear that in mind. So you're not going to get the perfect pint straight away. Once you've done the first one, it's going to come out like a bloody pro, So I've got my left glass, because it is Left 9, and then we're going to pour. As you can see, I've spilt a bit, but that's what happens when you've got to get used to the pour. I'm going to let that settle. Drip tray come in handy there. I've spilt some beer. That will settle eventually. Technically, this is like my half a pint. Literally sprayed everywhere. However, that should be, look at the colour on that. The head obviously is massive, but that will settle. Look how thick that head is. Look, I'm really shaking that, and that ain't moving. Just see, I'll just give a little finger. See what happens. Look at that. How thick that head is. That took a good 4 seconds there to even drop off my finger. That's how good this head is. I mean, that's amazing. You see small bubbles in the glass there, look. Big head. Obviously come out untouched until I fiddled with it. Drop a bit. So now let's have a look at the taste. Still at 12 degrees at the moment. This glass is pretty cold. It's not cold, but it's cold. Like, been in the fridge for like 15, 20 minutes cold. So here we go. Cheers, everyone. Fuck me, that's good. Compare this to the bottle leffe 9 straight away. There's huge differences, and I mean huge differences. You still got the flavour of leffe 9, that woody, smoky, fruity taste with hints of vanilla. This, from the machine, has given it a creamier head, a hell of a lot of a thicker head, and the beer itself is nicely chilled. It's not so chilled that it's so cold and it's like, brain freeze, but it's the right temperature to drink it at. That is astonishing. And the good thing is you can see the head retention has remained, it hasn't gone down. The beer itself is a lot more smoother and a lot more enjoyable. But look at the lacing, and that head just hasn't gone, it hasn't even moved. Now bearing in mind, this glass does not have an etching. It's etchless free. That's a word, etchless free? It is now. So it holds that head perfectly. The lacing's better, it's cooler. Fuck me, I'm going to get pissed on this. I think this is going to become a new habit of mine now. Drink every day. Dangerous hobby to have, fans. It's what you call an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic, am I? I probably will be at the end of this. Hey, stunning. There you go, just going to top it up. And that will settle now, but that is a good pint. So overall then, before I round this video up on the pour, hope you've enjoyed it. But what can you expect from this machine? Well, okay, I paid a lot, well, under the asking price. The machines do vary in price. You can get them for 200 quid, 250, 300, 400 quid. I paid about 160 for this. That's 160 pounds. The machine is interchangeable, the tap interchangeable, the magnet interchangeable. This comes off, that comes off. You can clean inside and out the machine. Instructions on how to do it on the inside of the machine. You can even, I've seen customised outside cases of this. I mean, I don't know if you can buy those, I need to look into it. Keeps your beer cool. Comes with 6 litre kegs. You can use 6 litre kegs on it that will give you 10.5 pints. What you get is a fantastic pour. The head doesn't go anywhere. Nice and chilled. 30-day freshness. And you get a £5 back should you want to recycle your keg. And the countdown on there will tell you, if I leave this for another day, that will minus 1 day off, and that will come 29 days of freshness. So, and also you can interchange the kegs as well, like I mentioned before, back and from, should you get bored of the same beer. So I think that wraps it up. Perfect draft machine then, good investment, yes it is. Is it big and hefty? Yes it is. It's quite a big machine. So if you're looking at getting one of these and you want to spend the money, they are quite a bit of money, but make sure you've got the room, and if you're like me, you've got a standard fridge and not a beer fridge, then you may have some trouble storing the kegs. But my advice would be either to fill the bath up or your shower with a bit of cold water, let it sit in there maybe with some ice cubes ready to effect, or if you're like me, you've got a garden or a balcony, shove it out there on a cold day and it will chill. And the machine then will then chill it even further, and it only takes 15 minutes to chill. That is all, 15 minutes. So not too long to wait for a pint. I love it. My new gadget. Thanks for watching. Join me next time for some more beer reviews.